So I just got done making a video about this Arccaptain MIG130 welder that I just recently got, and I decided I'm going to finish up my welding bench project. I've been at a standstill with it for a few weeks now because this is not my MIG welder, I'm just borrowing it, but I was having wire feed issues with this, and then it ran out of cover gas and the tank is gone. I gave it back to the owner, and so I don't have a tank to fill, and I don't have any cover gas, and I was having wire feed issues, and that's why I haven't finished up my welding bench. Basically, I have some of these little 4" by 4" 1/4" plates that need to go on the bottom, and then I was either going to bolt or weld in these caster wheels, and because I didn't have any welding gas and I was having wire feed issues, I haven't done that yet. This is the first flux core welder I've ever had in my life, and I know that pretty much all MIG welders, you can run flux core line through them. You don't have to have cover gas. But this is the first time that I've actually used flux core wire. And this is, I would think, 1/8" thick steel. And in the introductory video I did on this unit, I just put a couple beads of weld down. Now flux core it's kind of dirty. A lot of splatter, a lot of slag, and it's kind of smoky, but I'm surprised by how well this little welder does. So I'm gonna get the rollers put on. This bench weighs a ton. It is so heavy, and I am so tired of dragging it around. It makes a terrible noise when you drag it on this concrete, and then of course my garage has cracks in it everywhere, so it gets caught on those, and I need to put those wheels on. And then I have some other things I need to put on this. I want to weld on some little, I don't know, hooks or something like that, just to hang some accessories from. You know, I got brushes and pliers and clamps and all kinds of stuff, and I'd like to hang those on this bench so then they're all in one spot, so when I'm doing my welding on top, I can easily grab whatever I need, clamps, whatever. So I'm gonna get this thing flipped upside down, or maybe I'll leave it on the ground first. And I'm gonna, yeah, I'll just figure it out. So these are those little plates I have. I think I'm just gonna lift up each corner of this thing, stick the plate underneath. I'm going to line them all up really good, and then I'm going to weld it while it's upright, and then I'm going to flip it upside down and weld the casters on while these are already welded on. This is also something I have to point out because this is huge. Handle on top, no big deal. This is the other MIG welder I have. It is heavy. It is older, but that thing is heavy. I can't believe how easy it is to lift this thing up and just move it around. That can't be more than 10 pounds. It's probably not even anywhere close to that, but that is easy to move. That is impressive how well this thing welds. Wow. I can't wait for this thing to be done so I don't have to weld on the ground anymore. This is all 1/4 inch steel, including the square tubing. And it seems to weld it just fine. Sorry, it's hard to see with my GoPro, but I am impressed by this machine. You know, like I said, it's smoky and it's kind of dirty. There's a lot of slag and splatter and all that, but it is smoky in here. Which it's smoky when I use cover gas with that welder too, but awesome. Alright, well, I think I'm going to throw the time lapse on and get all the rest of these welded on. So it is smoky in here. Probably hard to see, but wow. I gotta let it air out a little bit here and flip this thing over and get the wheels put on. I got all these plates welded down. I gotta hit them with the wire brush too. So these are the swivel casters that I'm gonna put on the bottom. Each one of these is rated for 330 pounds, so that's 1,320 pounds total between the four. And they're from Harbor Freight, so I don't know how good they are anyway, but I'm going to weld these on to each of these bottom plates, and I think these are galvanized. So I'm definitely going to have the door open when I'm doing that, because you don't want to breathe that in. But I tried to center these right over the square tubing so they have less strain put on them. Oh, that's nice. Awesome. I can't tell you how nice it is to have wheels on this thing so I can move it. Very easy to move, smooth. I had actually gotten 2 swivel casters and 2 straight ones, and my brother told me, he said, you're gonna wanna have all swivels. And I'm glad I listened to him because he's right. It is so much nicer having all of them swivel so you can do whatever you want with the bench. And as heavy as this is, it really doesn't take any effort whatsoever to move it. So it was a huge pain having this thing just sitting on its legs over there against the wall, because if I even wanted to pull it away from the wall and work on it, I just didn't do it because I didn't want to have to drag it across the concrete. So this is, if there's one thing I wanted to get done today, Saturday, it was this, because this is awesome. I've been buying up a bunch of random stuff every time I go to the store for anything. I've been buying clamps. I love these magnets. You can't have enough of these, and these Hobart ones were like 10 bucks. And you can get these at Harbor Freight for a couple bucks a piece. Got that at Tractor Supply for a couple bucks. Marking utensils for metal. Got these at Harbor Freight. These magnetic part holder things are really handy to have. Got this at Tractor Supply. It's just a big vise, or a big clamp, I mean. And you can move it all the way down and clamp stuff that's, you know, 12 inches long or whatever. So I gotta find a place to put some of that stuff. I know I can hang clamps and whatnot off the side of this. But with all the space down here, I kind of don't want to do that, because I don't want to get in the habit of like putting clamps and stuff on the side like that, because if I need to get way up here and weld on something, I don't want to be bumping into clamps and whatnot. I don't know what I'm going to utilize the inside of this thing for yet. I was actually going to throw that entire toolbox thing in there, but it's such a piece of junk that I just didn't want to integrate that into this whole frame of this. But I could probably put down some plate and make some shelving or something like that. Maybe put a toolbox underneath it here. I don't know. That'll be a later project. But for now, most of these magnets I can just hang on the inside of this. And the second thing, other than the wheels, that I really wanted done is I want to get this vise put on here. Now, what I really want to do is get one of those truck hitch vices and just put a 2-inch hitch tube on the bottom of this and weld it in, so then you can slide the entire vise on and then take the whole thing off. My brother, his advice to me was to not have a permanent vise on top of your bench, because he said it always gets in the way if you need to put something on top of this bench, something big that you're welding on. It always gets in the way, and I can see that for sure. Like that plow that I have outside that I need to get welded up for my tractor, my Coyote. That thing would be in the way if it were bolted on right now. So I really want to get some kind of removable vise on here that I can take on and off, but I would have to buy a vise right now to do that. So I'm going to put this vise on just temporarily. I did have a vise that was right here. I broke it when I was working on a part for my Coyote tractor, but I don't like having a vise right here, because if I need to grind metal or cut something with my angle grinder, I got everything here is made out of wood, and then the sparks fly all over my bench. I just don't want to do that. So I want to have a vise on this rolling bench so then I can grind metal or cut metal wherever I want and kind of point the sparks in the direction I want it to go. So I'm going to mark a couple holes, bolt this thing on. It'll be temporary. I can remove it whenever I feel like it. So I'm going to do that, take all this stuff and find a place for it. This is a good chance for me to use my $10 Warrior titanium drill bits. Harbor Freight. So I got the holes in. I used 3 different size bits and they are sharp. Not for long, but they're sharp. So I got the 3 holes in there and I just need to find some bolts. This is something I do for my chuck, for my drill, so I don't lose it. I just made this little thing on my workbench and I always put it back so I never lose it. Found some bolts. Now this is a temporary setup because I'm going to need these bolts back, but let's see if they line up. Works every time. Cool. Much better.